Hello, and welcome to English Practice and Mindset, the place where you can improve your English listening skills while training your mind for peace, confidence, and abundance. In this episode, we'll combine English listening practice with deep mindset reflections about money, calmness, and success. So while you listen, you'll not only improve your comprehension and pronunciation, but also reprogram your thoughts for abundance. If you want to train your ear, your language, and your energy at the same time, you're in the right place. I will speak clearly and slowly so you can shadow my voice if you wish. Make sure to stay until the end because the more you listen, the more your brain gets used to English sounds, and the more your mind absorbs the calm energy of this message. And if you enjoy this kind of English learning, peaceful, powerful, and meaningful, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment after listening. Tell us, today I choose to stay calm and attract abundance. Now, take a deep breath. Let's begin. Money has its own energy. It doesn't flow to chaos, fear, or pressure. It flows to the calm mind, to the person who acts with clarity, trust, and patience. When your mind is full of stress, you can't think clearly. You can't see opportunities, and you make decisions from fear. But when your mind is calm, everything changes. You start to notice ideas that were invisible before. You start to act with purpose, not with panic. This is the first lesson of abundance. Calmness creates clarity. Imagine your thoughts like water in a glass. When the water is shaking, you can't see through it. But when it becomes still, you can see the bottom clearly. Your mind works exactly the same way. That's why calm people often seem lucky, because when everyone else is panicking, they stay centered and can see the next right move. So as you listen to this English practice, focus not only on understanding the words, but also on feeling the message. Let each sentence remind you that peace is power and clarity attracts wealth. This is not just a podcast. This is your listening gym. Each story you hear here will train your ears, your focus, and your English brain. You'll start to understand faster without translating. You'll feel words instead of analyzing them. And the best part, you don't have to study. You just have to listen and let your mind do the work naturally. So find a quiet place, put on your headphones, and get ready to travel inside this story. Today's episode will take you on an emotional journey, one that teaches more than just English. It teaches life. Remember, if you truly want to improve, listen to this episode more than once. Every time you do, your brain catches new details and connects deeper patterns of the language. Are you ready? Let's begin your English listening practice now. The story begins with a man named Ethan. Every morning, Ethan woke up before the sun, but not because he wanted to. He did it because he had to. He worked in a small office where time felt frozen. Every day looked the same. Same desk, same emails, same small talk about the weather. His dream was somewhere far away, buried under the weight of maybe later. One morning, something changed. While drinking his cold coffee, Ethan heard a podcast, just like this one. A voice said, "You're not tired of life. You're tired of living the same day over and over." That line hit him like lightning. He paused, replayed the sentence, and listened again. Then something inside him whispered, "What if I just try?" That night, Ethan wrote one sentence in a notebook. "Tomorrow will not be the same." He didn't know exactly what that meant, but when the alarm rang the next day, he felt a small spark, a reason to move. Instead of taking the usual route to work, he walked through a different street. He noticed the morning light on the buildings. He noticed his own breath. For the first time in years, he noticed himself. Days passed, and that little spark grew. He started listening to English podcasts every morning, just to break his routine. He didn't understand every word, but he didn't stop. The rhythm, the emotion, the energy, they all spoke louder than vocabulary. He realized something powerful. Learning a language is not about words, it's about change. Each word you understand is proof that you're growing, that your mind is evolving. So, dear listener, just like Ethan, don't worry if you miss a few words today. What matters is that you stay, that you listen again. Because repetition is not boring, it's transformation in disguise. Now, let's pause for a second. If you're still here, write in the comments, "Today I will listen with focus." That's your way of telling your brain, "I'm ready to grow." The next morning, Ethan woke up earlier than usual. But this time, it wasn't because of stress. It was because he wanted to. He made a cup of tea, sat by the window, and just listened. No phone, no rush, no noise. Only the soft sound of the city waking up. He realized something powerful in that silence. When your mind is calm, everything starts to flow. Ideas, opportunities, even money. It's not magic, it's focus. Because when you're calm, you make better decisions. You think clearly. You see possibilities instead of problems. You start to attract better energy, better people, better outcomes. And here's the secret Ethan learned, and maybe you need to hear it too. Money doesn't come to the busiest mind. It comes to the calm one. Every time he listened to an English podcast, he wasn't just learning words, he was training his brain to focus, to stay in the present moment, to stop reacting and start choosing. One day, at work, his boss asked for a volunteer to lead a small project. The old Ethan would have said no, but the calm Ethan smiled and said, "I'll do it." His heart was racing, but his mind was still. He used what he'd been practicing, deep listening. He listened carefully to his coworkers, to his clients, and even to himself. And something amazing happened. People started trusting him. They noticed how peaceful and confident he was, not loud, not aggressive, just centered. That's how opportunities appear, quietly, when you're ready. Ethan's small project turned into something bigger, then bigger again. Within months, he wasn't just another employee, he became the person people looked to for direction. And it all started from one simple act: listening. He didn't realize it at first, but every time he practiced English listening, he was also practicing life listening. Listening to the world, to his intuition, to the signs that were always there but drowned in noise. So, here's a small challenge for you. For the next 7 days, Listen to this podcast every morning. Don't multitask. Don't rush. Just listen. Feel the rhythm. Feel the emotion. Let the words sink in, not only in your ears, but in your mindset. Because abundance doesn't begin in your wallet, it begins in your attention. Weeks passed, and Ethan's energy began to change completely. He no longer chased things. Things started coming to him. He wasn't just learning English anymore. He was mastering presence. Each word he listened to, each sentence he repeated, was training his focus. When he walked to work, he noticed the details he used to ignore. The sound of footsteps, the breeze against his face, the quiet hum of life. He was finally living in the moment, and that's when the world began to respond. One afternoon, during a company meeting, his boss said, "Ethan, you've grown so much lately. You've got clarity, and people listen when you speak." Ethan smiled. That clarity came from calmness, and that calmness came from practice, from learning to listen deeply both to English and to life itself. You see, the universe is not shouting, it whispers, and only a calm mind can hear it. So, when you sit here listening to this podcast, you're not wasting time. You're building mental stillness. You're developing patience. You're learning to control your focus, the true foundation of success. Money follows that energy. It flows to people who know how to stay grounded no matter what happens. It flows to those who can breathe when others panic. It flows to the calm mind. So the next time you feel anxious about your goals, stop, take a breath, listen. Repeat this phrase quietly to yourself. I don't chase, I attract. What belongs to me flows to me easily. And believe it, because you're training your subconscious right now while practicing your English. That's the hidden power of listening practice. It's not only about language, it's about alignment. When your thoughts, emotions, and words move in harmony, abundance becomes natural. So, here's your moment. Close your eyes for a second and imagine the version of you who already lives with peace and abundance. That version of you is calm. That version of you speaks English confidently. That version of you attracts success without fear. Now, open your eyes and decide to become that version today. Because money flows where peace grows, and peace begins in your mind. Before you go, remember this. Every time you listen to English practice and mindset, you're not just improving your English, you're reprogramming your mindset for success and abundance. If this message spoke to you, write in the comments, "Today, I choose calmness and abundance." And don't forget, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and keep listening every day. Because the more you listen, the calmer and stronger your mind becomes. This is English Practice and Mindset, where English learning meets personal growth. Until next time, stay calm, stay focused, and let abundance flow to you.